The Restore Community team unites people to restore communities right here in our own backyard, all across Chicagoland. We do that because we believe that only by empowering the poor and the marginalized and breaking down barriers of race and culture and economic status can we truly restore God's dream for our neighborhoods and for our world. This year, our campuses have identified several unique ministries to support through your generosity. These include Community 412 in East Aurora and Joliet, and Friends of Swift and Gateway to Learning, both in Chicago. There are so many amazing things happening in all of these ministries. I wish I could tell you about each of them, but your campus pastor is going to give you the details of your Restore Community team. But before that happens, I want to introduce Liz Wright to you. Liz is a leader at our Chicago Edgewater campus, and she's going to tell you about some of the great things going on with Friends of Swift Elementary.
My name is Liz Wright, and my husband and I have been a part of Community Edgewater for 2 years now. Our campus meets at Swift Elementary, located on the north side of Chicago. When I first walked into Swift, the first thing I noticed was all of these flags lining the hallways. It was really amazing because they weren't just decoration. Each flag represented a country of origin for a student at the school. With 50 countries represented and over 65 languages spoken, Swift is sort of like the United Nations of elementary schools. Also, Swift is a fine arts school with curriculum dedicated to music, art, dance, which really resonates with me because I was a band geek for most of my life and really needed art inside of my life, especially my education. Although Swift is this beautiful and wonderful school full of diversity and art, it also faces many challenges. Swift is located inside of a neighborhood nicknamed Arson Alley, which doesn't give it the best reputation. Many parents inside the neighborhood have opted to send their students out of the district, which prevents Swift from having opportunities and resources from CPS that would help them to hire more teachers. In addition, parents also feel like it's not their place to get involved inside their students' school life. They come from cultures where parents parent and teachers teach, and those two worlds never meet. Parents also sometimes struggle to make ends meet, and so some of them are working 2 jobs at a time, making it difficult for them to be involved in their students' life. When parents do attend these performances, a lot of times they're sitting inside of an old auditorium that's 100 years old with the original seats, and the students are performing on old, outdated audiovisual equipment that just really doesn't do justice to their performance. Our campus pastors, Rich and Dory Gorman, had the idea to really take on these challenges. They noticed that other schools in the area had organizations built around the community really coming together for the school and creating funds and just opportunities for awareness, and they wanted to do that same thing for Swift. And that's how Friends of Swift was born. I was really drawn in by their passion to help the school and felt like that's where God was calling me. I came to Chicago to start work at Google, which was my dream job and was amazing, but at times I felt like I just had a disconnect with my work life and my home life and my community. Where I grew up, the school was the community. Everything was kind of centered around the high school, the middle school, all the kids there, and you just kind of knew everyone through that. Coming to Chicago, you get into a neighborhood and you really don't know people around you. And I wanted to be connected, and I wanted to use the skills that I had from work inside of my community. We started small last year. We did a couple fundraisers at some neighborhood festivals, and then we had a cleanup around Swift. But things really didn't start to kick off until my small group adopted Swift. We made that our sole mission, which was great because we could focus on one thing and we were all really passionate about Swift. We kicked off a movie night every month at Swift, which brought together people from the neighborhood, people from the school, all into one place, sitting down and watching movies. Also, we set up cast parties for the students who were inside of our spring musical. And after that, we had one teacher who just broke down into tears. She couldn't believe that we would pour so much into these students. A lot of parents weren't able to make it that night, and so for us to say, "You are loved" through this event just touched her so much. We're so excited by all the ways that God has blessed us here at Friends of Swift. So far, we've raised over $15,000, which is just amazing. We're building connections with parents, we're building bridges between us and the community, and it's not just where we meet on Sundays anymore. We are Swift. Whenever parents aren't able to make it to events, we're there. Whenever teachers need help in the classroom, we're there. We are Friends of Swift, and we're so excited to be part of the Restore Community team.